Hey guys, it's Mrs. T and I'm here with a makeup tutorial for you. Today I'm going to show you how to do the eyes called I'm Getting Sunburned. So you'll want to use a primer. I like to use a cream primer. The one that I use is Signature from Mary Kay, but you can use any primer that you want. I like cream primers just because they go on really smooth and really easy. And it's important to use primers because it will keep your eyeshadow in place. It won't run as easily, it won't come off as easily, it will keep it brighter longer. For this tutorial, I'm using the makeup palette I'm Getting Sunburned by Wet n Wild. It's an eyeshadow palette. Sorry that the palette looks a little bit broken. This is actually the color palette that I've been using for my color guard show this year. I really like this because it's affordable, it's bright. You don't have to mix and match your own colors. It comes with colors that go together really nicely already. And it's affordable. So if you want your entire color guard to have the same makeup, Wet n Wild color palettes are a really great way to go. The first color I'm going to use is the pink one. It's on the top and it's actually labeled Brow Bone. You're going to want to put this on your eyes starting at your crease and going all the way up to your eyebrow. And I go ahead and I just use the brush that it came with. There's no reason that you have to go buy special brushes. We want big, bold eyes here, so no need to be super precise. The next color that I'm using here on my eyelids is actually labeled Eyelid. In this color palette, it's the goldish color. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that all over my whole eyelid, all the way up to the crease. And I'm using the brush that came with the palette for this color as well. Finally, I'm using the dark brown color, and it's labeled Crease on the makeup palette. And I'm going to use the sponge tip applicator for this just because you want to be a little bit more precise. And very carefully, because this is a very dark color, go in just along your crease all the way across your entire eye and add that makeup. So we're done with the color, and this is what it looks like. Now it's time for the mascara. My favorite kind of mascara is Maybelline XXL Pro, and the reason for that is it gives my eyelashes a lot of volume. It has two steps, which adds a little bit of time, but not a lot. The first step is the primer, and it's white, so it looks a little funny at first. I'm going to go ahead and apply the primer here, and then we're going to let that dry. Make sure to apply the primer generously. Now I'm going in with an eyeliner pencil, and I'm just defining my waterline. I'm using a Wet n Wild eyeliner pencil here. It's got the screw-up tip and it's got a nice eraser on the bottom. I find it works really well for waterlines. Now it's time for the eyeliner on the top. You're going to want to pull your eye tight so that you can get a nice smooth line, but be careful not to smear your eyeshadow when you do this. I'm using a liquid liner here by Maybelline. It's called Alame and it's black. I like to use black because I find that it defines my eyes a lot better than browns. And you're just going to go ahead and apply that above your eye very carefully in a straight line right above your lashes. I'm going to add a little bit of a wing to this look, and the way that I make sure that my wings are even on both sides is I line up the liner with my nose at a diagonal towards my eye. That way you can make sure that both wings are exactly the same angle, and then all you have to do is judge the length. I simply go right out to the top of the dark brown. Now we've given our primer a little bit of time to dry, it's time to go back in with the second coat of mascara. This is the black, and it's labeled number 2. It's important to cover all of the white primer, so make sure that you're applying this generously. When I'm using the black, I always apply to my bottom lashes first. And the reason is when you're applying on your bottom lashes, you tend to look up, and if you have black wet mascara on the top lashes, you could very easily get black mascara all over the eyeshadow that you just applied. So it's very important to apply to the bottom first in order to keep the mascara from smearing. And that's it for the eyes. Really easy, really simple. I'm going to apply some blush right now. You can use any color that you want. I apply it generously from my temple all the way to the bottom of the apple of my cheek. So kind of smile while you apply it. Make a few different faces. You want to try to get this in kind of a straight line because what your goal here is to really define the cheekbones. The lipstick that I'm using is called Superstay 24 Color by Maybelline. For color guard, I often use a Color Stay lipstick. And the reason for that is I don't have to reapply it right before I go on to perform. I don't have to think about it during my warm-ups. I just kind of put it on and it stays. This one's a gloss and it kind of dries, and then you add a glossy top coat for it so it's not sticky. And it's kind of a dark red color. Another thing that I really like about the Color Stay lipstick is this year in my color guard I have an on-field kiss, and using the Color Stay lipstick prevents me from getting lipstick all over the guy I have to kiss. Now once that dries, we just add a nice clear top coat. It comes right with the Color Stay lipsticks. The last thing I'm going to do here, I'm just taking a regular eyeliner pencil and I'm defining my eyebrows. This really helps with color guard because you use a lot of facial expressions in color guard, and if your eyebrows are defined, then those facial expressions are going to come across a lot better. The final thing that I'm doing here is I'm taking some red lip liner and I'm just adding a little bit of a dot right on the inside of my nose next to one of my eyes. And the reason for this, you may think it's a little bit odd, but for a performance setting, this really brightens the eyes. And that's it. There's your look. I'm getting sunburned.